dear teachers, and my fellow students. A hearty welcome to one and all. Today, the middle school is going to present choral recitation competition. What do we mean by choral recitation? Well, choral recitation is defined as a group of people narrating a poem or a dramatic piece. It can be said that it is a rhythmical creation of beauty. It is well said by Carl Sandburg that poetry is the journey of the sea animal on land, wanting to fly in the air. Poetry is a search in air. Poetry is a search for syllables to shoot at the barriers of the unknown and the unknowable. Poetry is a phantom script telling how rainbows are made and why they go away. We welcome our judges who have been kind enough to take out time from their busy schedule to judge today's competition. The judges for today's competition are Mrs. P. Knight, Mrs. Raunjo, and Mr. R Dcunha. We also want to welcome and thank Mr. Bhatt, who has agreed to be the tabulator for today's competition. The middle school is now going to present beautiful and thought-provoking poems in front of us. Here we begin. First we have class 6A, who will bring for us the poem The Charge of the Light Brigade by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The poem is based on the events from the Battle of Balaclava that occurred near the Black Sea in 1854. The poem tells us the story of a brigade consisting of 600 soldiers who rode on horseback into the Valley of Death. Not a single soldier was discouraged or distressed by the command to charge forward, even though all the soldiers realized that their commander had made a terrible blunder. The 600 soldiers were assaulted by the shots of shells in front and on both sides of them. Still they rode courageously forward towards their own death. The world marvels at the courage of the soldiers. Indeed, their glory is undying.
The Charge of the Light Brigade
by Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Half a league onwards, all in the valley of death. All the 600
deserve a big round of applause. It is rightly said by William Wordsworth that poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility.
Now, Class 6B is going to recite the poem The Mad Dog by the poet Oliver Goldsmith. This poem is about a retired dog that bites a man and the effect that this act of violence has on the people of London. This is a comic satire on the way outward appearances are often at odds with private feelings and behavior.
After Blenheim by Roberd Southey. After Blenheim is an anti-war poem that centers around one of the major battles of 18th century, the Battle of Blenheim. It offers deep insights on war and its consequences. The 1704 War of Spanish Succession, in which coalition of forces, including the English, defeated the Franco-Bavarian army on the land of Blenheim, a small village in southern Germany.
girl.
I must praise their efforts for such an inspiring poem.
Class 7B will now be reciting the poem Little Red Riding Hood and the Wolf by Roald Dahl. It is a narrative poem that is a humorous contemporary spin on a well-known fairy tale. In this version, Miss Riding Hood has an unexpected surprise for the wolf.
She stopped. She stared.
compared with the old grandmama, she's going to taste like caviar.
Then Little Red Riding Hood said,
But Grandma, what a lovely, great, big, furry coat you have on!
That's wrong.
cried Wolf.
Have you forgot to tell me what big teeth I've got? Well, no matter what you say, I'm going to eat you anyway.
The small girl smiles. One eyelid flickers. She whips a pistol from her knickers. She aims it at the creature's head. And bang, 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 she shoots him dead. A few weeks later, in the wood, I came across Miss Riding Hood. But what a change! No cloak of red, no silly hood upon her head. She said,
Hello! And do please note my lovely, furry, wolfskin coat.
Thank you, Class 7B, for your fabulous effort. A huge round of applause for them.
Boys?
This is what we call war.
It was a day of infamy, last September 11, 2001.
When an airplane crashed its way into human life.
The United States of America.
World Trade Center.
Shattered, boom. Tranquility and harmony was lost. Roaming outsiders, boom. Many lives were gone in just a blink of an eye. Mothers died, fathers vanished, and brothers suffered, leaving no more but distress and pieces of mind and soul. Guess what the cause is? Guess what the cause is? Terrorism! 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 Brought by the power of this indescribable greed. This is the beginning of the Third World War, or the featured prophecy of Nostradamus. God forbid, though, in this world, where everyone is divided by walls that separates East and West through religion, and all living creatures that exist came from only one creator. Terrorism! 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 Bloodshed! Showering of bullets! Bombs and missiles! Biochemical weapons! And death! The story of why many human beings who were victimized and sought for moral righteousness. Terrorism! 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 Start walking on ice where beings die in a shivering cold and lose their lives.
Get out of my life.
I was there.
I was there.
I was there.
And shout. Listen, and you will hear the cry of the trouble of a fate. So now eliminate all your senses. Talk, and you will not be heard. For your cries are separate from the other doves. Behold, for the riches of lives are broken. Because we are dreamers.
Stop.
These are all hatred, hatred, and hatred. You, who take cause for the voices of the youth. You, who have the right to behold. For the unity and progress of the future years.
It's time to wake up.
It's time to do something.
The clock is ticking.
And then,
10,
selfishness,
9,
arrogance,
8,
hate,
7,
injustice,
6,
pride,
5,
war,
4,
kindness,
3,
respect,
2,
love,
and at last, 1.
peace. It is peace and wisdom we want. Like a steel bat that serves us on its path. May that be all. We need to show the true virtue of peace love. Soldiers may march towards the wall. Guns may kill millions of men. Hands may be shattered. And lives may be caught in danger. But one thing is for sure. This is not the end. There is hope. We the youth lays here and wakes up in the advent of war processes. Save our future. Join hands together. For what we want is peace, not war.
A big round of applause for them.
recite the poem, The Hell-Bound Train. The poet of this poem is anonymous. In this poem, Satan is punishing people of society for not obeying the teachings of Jesus Christ, thus leading them into sin. Satan decides to take them to hell for their sins.
You have finished your course, so I'll carry you through.
After all your servants, that the least I can do.
You told us much too late that this would never be.
Then you were fools to put your trust in me. And so I have deceived you and brought you this fate. At last you're waking up. But now it's too late. For when Christ had decided to save your souls, you turned your back on him. And because you did, you cannot live. For death is the price of sin. Merciless am I.
Class 8B for their excellent performance. They deserve a huge round of applause.
Good morning. Well done. I think this year I saw the best elocution competition. You have really worked very hard. And special congratulations and thanks to all the class teachers. Give them a big hand. We had many activities and teachers, I know that. Teachers have taken a lot of trouble. It can make a lot of trouble. So thank you very much. And I came at the right time. Good. I didn't know that there was an elocution competition. Anyway, I got the opportunity to say. So thank you to all the teachers and Mrs. Dubena. She was the coordinator of this elocution competition. Thank you, madam. Give her a big hand. Thanks to all the judges. I know it's very, very difficult. I did that last year. It's very, very difficult to select. I found it very difficult. All were good. So thank you very much. Keep it up. We'll be having a lot of activities. The concert is coming up. Are you listening? Some boys are making noise. And earlier also, some boys were at the back making noise. Now from within a month we'll have a bigger auditorium and we'll have more people to witness all your competitions. Now the results. I'll read out the points first. 6A has got 50 points. Give a big hand. 6B 40, 7A 53, 7B 60, 8A 62 and 8B 55. The winners among the class 6A and B, 6A. And among 7A and 7B, 7B with 60. And among 8A and 8B, 8A.